Hi, this is James of Megalife 21, the hardest hitting internet talk radio station on the planet. And this is Halloween week of 2009. That's why I'm wearing black and orange. And the reason why I am wearing a court jester's hat is because the videos that we've done today are an example of what a big joke we have in Washington right now with the two-party system. Complete joke. I mean, you'll see it when you watch the other videos. But this particular video is about something that happened recently, and it involves right-wing conservative judges in this country. In this case, it is a man by the name of Judge Keith Bardwell, who refused to issue a marriage license and to marry an interracial couple in the state of Louisiana. And the couple is the white girl. Her name is Beth Humphrey, 30 years old.
Actually, he is a justice of the peace. I don't know if he's a full judge. Possible.
Okay.
But they've been using the term justice of the peace.
You mean you might be somebody that gives does civil ceremonies?
Yeah.
Which could be a mayor.
Could be a mayor.
Could be. Anyway, Beth Humphrey, the white girl, 30 years old, and her black boyfriend, Terrence McKay, 32 years old. This Judge Keith Bardwell said that his decision not to marry them because they're an interracial couple is for their own good. He's doing this for their own good, for their future, because he claims that
their children will suffer.
Their children would suffer, and the risk, not the risk, the chances of an interracial couple succeeding, interracial marriage, is very slim. Now, this guy's playing God, right?
Exactly.
This guy is...
Republicans do that all the time?
This guy is a typical right-wing conservative judge. He is a psychic, a prophet, and he's playing God, and he already knows what's going to happen with this interracial couple.
Yeah.
He knows it's going to end in divorce, and he knows the children are going to suffer. What about all the vast amounts of interracial, mixed-race children out there that grow up very normal, and actually many of them are very beautiful people, some of them celebrities today.
Well, isn't he then a microcosm,
Stars,
he's a small example of exactly what Republicans, conservatives want, right? They want to be judge and jury. They want to set up rules and laws for us to obey.
Okay.
To make things easier on them, I guess. But isn't that what they want to do? And he's doing it on a small scale.
Right. So, but this is a perfect example of right-wing conservative judges, and all the Antonin Scalia, and the other one you mentioned,
all of the appeals courts and the Supreme Court. That's exactly what they want to do. Incrementally, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to put they're doing exactly what they say the Democrats were doing, making the judges make rules for us instead of Congress making laws. Activism from the bench, you know.
Combining church with state.
Well, that's what they would like.
With right-wing fundamentalists, so-called counterfeit Christians who, you said some of the states actually want to secede from the Union, like South Carolina.
Texas has threatened to secede. South Carolina would like to secede. Yeah.
These are the holy roller right-wing fundamentalists that want to change the Bible and make it conservative. And
them too, yeah.
Think they know the Bible, but they really don't, because they only thump it. They don't know what's in it.
Now, they could know it a little better if they would read Censored now, wouldn't they?
That's
true.
Read
the God Project.
If they read the God Project and they got Censored, an annual subscription to Censored, founded in 1977, they would know the Bible, because throughout the Bible is loaded with information about the rich giving to the poor.
Oh, that's too liberal for these people.
It's very liberal and socialist. the God's economics. But no, they think God's a conservative. Well, how could God be a conservative if God tells the rich to give to the poor all the time? You know, with no strings attached, without charging interest.
Yeah. No usury.
No usury. Like
banks. Credit card companies.
And credit card companies.
Yeah.
Another bunch of crooks. So, therefore, how could right-wing fundamentalist conservatives be closer to God than secular humanist liberals, if secular humanist liberals represent the literal true meaning of what is in the Bible, what the verses are telling people to do? Well, so how could it be? It's like a hypocrite.
The Republicans are saying they're opposed to God, but the so-called liberals are doing what God would probably want you to do. If God were interested in this world.
If.
But
now he's fed up.
Not, because now this is not God's world. This is the devil's world.
That's true.
He's in charge. He's on the throne.
Well, since Lucifer or Satan was always in charge of this world, then that must mean that all the wickedness and greed of right-wing conservatives must mean that they are like
under his influence.
Under his influence?
Yes.
Soldiers of Satan?
Yes, soldiers of Satan.
And so how could they be closer to God if they're practicing Satan's ways? The right-wing fundamentalist conservatives.
Merely because they say so.
Because they say so. But isn't that arrogance and pride?
Yeah. Vanity. All is vanity.
Yeah, all is vanity. And would you say, Reverend Dr. Bill, that there's a very strong possibility that we are in the end times right now?
Well, if you're a Bible prophecy believer, obviously there's a lot to say for that. Yeah. But if you don't believe that, then you don't believe it.
Well, if you don't believe it, then you'll be like...
You'd have to find up some other explanation for what's going on.
Well, then you'll be like certain conservatives that are not devout, supposed devout Christians. I know one guy was saying, I was telling him about Sunday, we all went, some of us from Mega Life 21 went to a Tex-Mex, a very popular Tex-Mex restaurant off of Route 3. In Clifton, New Jersey, and we watched football games on Sunday. They had big screens all around us, and we watched football games. They played all the games that were going on last Sunday. Very nice. They had $2 frozen margaritas, very refreshing. They had buffalo wings that were 25 cents each, and they had probably the best tacos I ever ate for $1 each. Long, crunchy, fresh fish tacos, chicken tacos, steak tacos, ground beef tacos, whatever. Eric Cartman of South Park would have been in heaven if you're familiar with South Park, Casa Bonita. Anyway, I told this guy that the buffalo wings were loaded with salt. Loaded, and it reminded me of the old bar trick where they would put out very salty peanuts or pretzels in a bowl.
So
on
you
the
drink
bar.
more.
So you would eat the free snacks and you would get very, very thirsty and buy more drinks.
Yeah.
Anyway, the waitress agreed with me. He says, yeah, that's why the wings are salty. I go, oh, that sneaky manager of yours. She goes, yeah, but that's a good idea. It's a good idea. See, and then this guy that I know said, yeah, but that's capitalism. Let the buyer beware. So they justify sneakiness and underhandedness.
Yeah, you're supposed to be an expert. They hide their ingredients and what they put into their stuff from you. You can't. That's intellectual property. You can't have the ingredients, and then they want you to beware. Buyer beware.
Now, if
you can't have all this power going to one person.
Well, if you don't have a lab and you don't have a microscope, electron microscope in a laboratory at your disposal, how on earth do you know? How do you know when to beware and when not to beware? Exactly. How do you know what you're ingesting?
Exactly.
Well, obviously you could.
It's nothing but a platitude.
It's like, well, you know what? That's capitalism. They have a right to be sneaky and mislead you and to give you very salty buffalo wings.
But you have no right to tell other people that they're cheating you or things of that nature. See, they will come against you and use all their power and money to do so.
Okay, we got a break. Here we go. Get it now. www.newslettercensored.com. When Does the Greed Stop? By the Reverend Dr. William J. Eisenman. Since 1977, you need censored. You need it now. You're never going to hear or read this type of information in the mainstream media. Get it now. Happy Halloween.